the heck is going on? I need to figure this out. Give me just a sec. Dude, I don't know what's going on. What have I done with myself? Nope. This is not what I want. I don't really want that either. Fuck it. That's what you get. What's up, everyone? So, it's been a lot of talk about tariffs, a lot of talk about Trump's tariffs, but I have not seen a single economist talk about it at all, and it's frustrating. We're all talking about this and that. Price of goods. Will they go up? Will they go down? Democrats, prices go up. Republicans, prices go down. I don't think anyone really knows. So let's dive into this a little bit. All right, so a tariff, right? We're going to charge a price to import a good. So let's just get an example. Japan has a lot of, let's say, TVs, right? Samsung, they're $500. Now to get them into the United States, you're going to 10% tariff, so now they're $550. So for Americans, that is going to be more expensive, right? $550, it's more than $500. Great, got that down. The purpose of that is to try to keep foreign products out a bit more and give American companies the chance to compete, protect your domestic markets. Let's actually remove TVs. Bad choice. Let's go to like corn, something that we produce. I believe that we are a corn exporter. I didn't look that up beforehand, but let's just say that now you want to eat corn, and Iowa, one of the big corn producers, has a bushel or whatever the hell you measure corn in for $50, or let's just keep $100 for a bushel. Then you've got who else produces corn? Let's just say Canada produces corn. Canada has it for 100, right? They're both really good corn. They're both $100, but now Canada has to pay an extra $10 tariff to get it into the U.S. plus shipping costs, obviously. So now it's $110. So when you look at it, you're going to say, is it worth $10 more just to get this Canadian corn? Like, no, I want to support the Iowa corn, the local farmers in America. So that's the whole goal, is to make things more expensive outside so firms come inside. That's the goal. Will it happen? We'll find out. So we already import lots of things. We all know this. Made in China, made in China, made in Philippines. So all that stuff's going to cost more. And right now, is America's market available to build all that stuff here? Highly doubt it. All the knick-knack paddywhacks that we buy in this world, all the cheap stuff at Walmart and Target, we don't manufacture it. So that's going to make all the costs go up. Costs will stay the same for Americans, maybe even get a little bit less because they have less competition. When you're right here, competing, who's winning competing in the same market? My corn, your corn, and then all of a sudden they have more in taxes. They're like, oh, well, that gave me a little breathing room. I can spend more on marketing, or maybe lower my costs a little bit because I don't have to spend as much on marketing because their prices just went up. I don't have to do as much. So it benefits local producers. If he does a completely like a tariff on everything, every single product out there, complete market tariff, we're going to see a lot of higher prices. Now, in the long term, if we are paying, then it just allows more firms to enter. So here's what happens. You have this corn come in, right? And it has a 10% tax. And now we're seeing less competition. And Iowa's like, dude, this is awesome. They had to raise their prices. I'm selling so much corn, making so much money. Now someone else, now Illinois is like, well, wow, they're making so much money on corn. We don't have to worry about those guys, the Canadians that had all that corn. Now we're going to enter the market. Cool. So now that could drive prices down as supply increases. There's a little graph here. It's vice versa for you. But when supply increases, that usually drives prices down. When demand increases, it drives prices up. I'll show you a model. I'll type all this up later. Right now, I just have little bullet points. So the goal, to shift all of our demand and all of our consumption locally. Cool, fantastic goal. Let's all support America, yada, yada, yada. But can America produce every product? I mean, maybe we can be. Are we going to be the best at every product? To me, that's a little insane. I don't know. Maybe you believe that, and you're like, I love tariffs because I believe America can produce everything, and we can do it better, bigger, stronger. And that's your belief. You are pro-tariff. Great. All right. So now that we have all these other firms exiting, well, they may not exit, but at least not importing as much because of the tariffs. Now you've got essentially a local demand for your product. And when supply is taken out of it, the price is going to go up. But that could be short term. Now, as the price goes up, more firms, more businesses are going to say, wow, look at the price of that. I could make money there. And they're going to enter, which will increase supply, which will make the prices go back down. So if this tariff thing lasts for 20 years, essentially it gives us time to be like, hey, the tree market jumped up. Importing trees are too expensive. Okay, wow, that price is really high. I want to be a tree guy now. I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to sell my business. I'm going to stop whatever I'm doing. I'm getting into the tree biz. Then as more people do that, and then those tree prices come back down. Will they be cheaper than they are now? Probably not. Possibly, depending on the product, depending on the supply. If we have unlimited trees in the US that can supply our demand, then it could. If we don't, if we don't have enough, what do we not produce? I don't even know. If we don't have enough semiconductor chips, then the prices are probably never going to get down there unless we have enough firms producing them here that it's a better quality, it's quicker, more efficient, and produce more than anywhere in the world. So a lot of our products are probably never going to get cheaper with tariffs unless we have that supply ready to go here. How do you pick and choose? I don't know. Good luck, Trump. Have fun with that. That's your job. So the tariffs eventually take time, right? Because it's going to be a media shock. We're going to be paying a lot more prices on. If he does a universal tariff, where everything's going to cost more until our market, the domestic market, moves around and figures out where the new hot business spots are, and then we can figure out and price a little lower at that point. So why do we use tariffs? Why would we use it? Well, first is to protect domestic industries. So, I mean, there's tariffs out there. There's also, how do I not know that word? Subsidies. So subsidies are where they actually like give money to bring that product in. Like, what do we subsidize? I can't even think of anything right now, but there's dozens, if not thousands of products that the U.S. subsidizes to get more of it in and keep costs down for us Americans. So that's kind of the opposite of a tariff. But tariffs protect domestic industries. So we make wood or lumber from Canada super expensive so that all of our wood producers here, we buy from them because they're cheaper. That's the main goal. Another way is to make money. So it's a way to tax foreign citizens, foreign businesses, right? Because they have to pay the tariff to get in here. Our government gets that money and goes, great, cool. And it's a way to kind of keep tax off their own citizens. That's the goal. Another way is to reduce our trade deficit. Right now, we are at an $80 billion trade deficit. Once we buy $80 billion more than we sell to other countries. So even that out a lot more because we would be buying less from other countries because it'd be more expensive. It helps reduce unemployment because now there's more has to be produced by us, right? So if there's 100 million bushels of lumber produced in the world and we produce 10 million bushels, prices go up on the other 90 million, then we still have to produce that. So we have to produce our demand. If we were buying 20, but we only produce 10, now we have to figure out how we have to hire people to go produce more lumber here to fulfill our demand. Any of this isn't clear, just shoot a comment, talk to me, whatever. So how does this work? So there's three main schools of economics. So we have Keynes, we have Adam Smith, and Friedman. Friedman is a little bit of a disciple of Adam Smith with a little touch. He's kind of in the middle of the two. Whew. All right. So Keynes is more about government getting involved in the economy a lot. He believes the government has a lot to play with it. Adam Smith is the opposite. Adam Smith is, if you haven't heard of laissez-faire or the invisible hand, he believes that markets will take care of themselves, that self-interest of humans will grow in order. In the end, the final product of an economy is consumption, right? So we produce things in order to use them, consume them. We produce laptops so that people can use them to do things. We produce food so that people can eat it. The final goal is consumption. Adam Smith says that if the economy is crashing, that the government should get a little bit involved, possibly. And that he also believes in complete fair trade. He's anti-tariff. So Adam Smith is definitely like, just let everything happen. The market will figure itself out. Everyone wants to be better, so they will do things to make them better, which in the end makes society better. And then Friedman's kind of in the middle, and he says that the government should use a lot of monetary policy, which is like interest rates, the Fed rate, how to increase and decrease the monetary supply. When you increase the rates, that means that less money is being lended out because nobody wants to borrow money at 10%, and therefore it shrinks the money supply, which reduces inflation. And so there's ways to play with that. In fact, there's a really famous thing called the Taylor rule, which if we just followed the Taylor rule and got rid of the Fed, oh my God, it would be a fantastic life for us. But for some reason, no politician wants to go down that road. So Friedman says that firms should only care about profit. That's the entire purpose of a business, to take a profit. Profit rewards you for your risk, rewards you for your time before it became profitable. And it's something that you can aspire to. Creates innovation, makes people want to do more, makes people want to work harder because they know that there's a huge profit up there, makes people start businesses rather than just work for them. So he says that the main product of production should be profit, because profit is the reward that inspires innovation, inspires hard work, and inspires ideas. He also said as long as there's no deception or fraud. So all three of them don't believe in breaking the law. Adam Smith's probably the closest, where he's like, no rules, wild, wild west. He's my guy. Whew. I took too many so I'm just reading like little bullet points on this. Okay, so yeah, reduce unemployment, reduce trade deficit. Taylor rule, perfect. Okay, has this been done before? Yeah, so we use tariffs all the time, and subsidies all the time, but usually it's like specific different products or different this or that or whatever. Another huge reason that it's probably using it right now. I mean, the others could be real protected domestic firms. That could be true. Money for the government, also it is a way to make money. That could be true. We're one of the biggest spenders in the world, so everyone wants to get their product in America. Could it force companies like, well, Toyota already does, but force companies that are big to open firms here, like Toyota. I mean, Toyota already has factories, but like all the car brands, one of our biggest importers, could it force them? Raw materials will be tough, but they can manufacture. I mean, Toyota has, I think, 3 manufacturing plants in the U.S. because we're such big things. So maybe that's what he's trying to do. Who knows? But one of the big things he's definitely trying to do is use as leverage. Nobody, I mean, $80 billion every year of trade deficit. We spend so much money in other countries. So now if he's walking in saying, hey, we're going to tax you on everything you send to us, Mexico and Canada, we're the importers from them. They export to us, anything. I mean, just take avocados from Mexico. It's a huge market for them. I don't know what percent of their GDP, probably less than 5%. But just imagine, adding a 10%, 20%, 30% tax to that. It's going to screw us for a while until Americans start producing avocados. But then in the long term, it can screw over Mexico, because now if even in 10 years or 20 years, if we get rid of the tariff, but Americans are producing 3 times as many avocados as we used to, now they have another supplier and another competitor that has been helped along by the American government for this amount of time. So long term, it could help if it's a product that we can grow efficiently here in the U.S., which is a giant question, right? I don't know. I'm not an expert in every market. I mean, like solar panels. I guess we could open factories and be one of the bigger ones. It's probably feasible that we could be a big solar panel producer. Maybe. I don't know enough about all of that. You probably know a lot about your industry, and you can kind of figure out, like, dude, I wish we just built it here. Why do we have to import it from there and that and that? Man, someone should just open a factory here. Well, this is the fucking time. Are these tariffs going to go through? Who knows? It's very possible that they won't. But back to some history. So this is shoot, do this. I think it's 1890 sounds about right. President McKinley, one of the presidents that got assassinated, and he had 50% tariffs. And so there's a couple drawbacks they found. It actually hurt the hell out of local farmers that it was supposed to help, because the tools and everything that they use to farm was fucking expensive. So, I guess a possible solution would be announce all the tariffs, buy all your shit now, which he kind of already did a couple months ago. Maybe give us 6 more months or something. Be like, hey, buy everything you need. But if you need like shovels, it's going to take a while to open a shovel factory in the U.S. to compete. Until then, we're paying all these tariffs and trying to get all these shovels in here. I mean, I guess the tariffs go to the U.S. government, so it's kind of like an internal tax. I don't know. But there you go. There's some economic background on the tariffs, on how they work, and why people use them. You know, McKinley used it a lot, but he only lasted two. Sorry, no offense, like lasted, but his policies only lasted like 2 or 3 years till he was assassinated. So there's not really a whole lot of data how a 50% tariff would last long term, 20, 30 years. Perhaps it's the best thing ever, and it forces American firms to innovate, to become more efficient, and to become world leaders in that industry. Maybe. Or maybe it just makes us all pay a shitload more money and we all get fucked for it. Maybe. Long answer short. I hope today's the best day of your life.